Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Forza 6 with another one of the Hot Wheels cars. This is the Hot Wheels Mustang, and I'm going to be maxing the vehicle out for a silly car build and seeing how it fares around a really rather challenging and surprisingly wet circuit. It looks crazy. This Mustang looks absolutely bonkers. So I do quite like it. Not quite as crazy looking as the Hot Rod, no, but still it's pretty up there. Now, engine-wise, unlike the Hot Rod, you can actually swap engines into this car. Not that I'm going to, though. You can put the 7-litre Hemi into the vehicle. You can put the 5.2-litre V10, and you can put the NASCAR engine into it. But I'm not going to be doing any of that, because I believe the standard engine will get me more power. Of course, we are going to be going for some lovely racing tyres. We're not quite going to have the same tyre widths, though, that we got on the Hot Rod. 285s on the front. Pretty respectable. You don't get too many cars that have higher than 285s on the front tyres. Certainly not this starter car, the larger four-wheel drive, like the Bentley and so on, yes, but this kind of vehicle, 285s, is pretty good. And on the rear, we're going to get 335s. So, pretty decent tyre widths all round. It's not got the mightiest of wings, but it's certainly got the mightiest of rear diffuser contraptions, basically. Kind of keeping it all just about on there. It's it looks bonkers. I love these Hot Wheels cars. And the rest of the bits, well, we shall be putting on whatever parts we can. Weight-wise, this might be just about in the perfect zone. It's light enough to get change direction and have very good acceleration, but it's not too light so as to become twitchy and hopefully not have too many issues across the bumps that the Virginia International Raceway can throw at cars. We have seen a few vehicles having issues there, notably the 550 Spider that went out last time. We shall get some lovely big brakes on the car. Hopefully get it slowed down, especially into that first corner at the circuit we shall be using. Yeah, we want to get it slowed down as nicely as possible, and we shall get, we get 2 stages of weight reductions, 2,739 pounds. That's pretty much in the zone, probably the higher end of the sort of the perfect zone, really, but it should be good. We shouldn't have too many problems with the bumps. Fingers crossed. But, yeah, we should make it across there okay. Now it's a question of just how much power will we get out of the engine in this car. I'm hoping 1,000 plus. I believe that is what the Shelby GT500 can get. So we are hoping that this Mustang will get some similar figures. We are up to 639 horsepower. The PI is shooting up rapidly in this car, considering we're not at massively high power output. Really, not compared to what we are likely to, or I'm hoping we're going to have by the time that I have finished with it. At the moment, it's not quite shooting up as much as I was kind of expecting it to. We're up to 694. Supercharger, maybe intercooler. One of you two, give us lots of power, okay? That'll do. That's a good start. 882 horsepower from the engine. Okay, intercooler, we're now relying on you. No, it's only 907. Has got a lot of torque, a lot of torque, 708 foot-pounds of torque, plenty of torque, 915. Oh, I was kind of hoping for 1,000 out of the standard engine. It's not quite as powerful as the NASCAR. In fact, I think it's very identical power output to the V10. I think that gets 915 as well. However, this does have more torque. Not sure if it has more torque than the NASCAR one or not. However, we're going to stick with this standard engine in the car. I've used the NASCAR engine in lots of things, so we will stick with this Mustang's normal engine. I think this could be a pretty damn fast car, or it could be a very sideways one. It could go either way. Of course, to test out the Mustang, we have come to the Virginia International Raceway, where it will have 5 laps around the Patriot alternate layout in an attempt to go as quickly as possible. The current leader, the Bentley Continental GT. Could this go faster than it? Possibly. The target time of 108.4. We may possibly have the control in the Mustang to challenge the Bentley. Or we may spend all of our time going very sideways. I don't quite know what we're going to get from this car. Certainly the traction is nice, although I have left it too... No, I haven't left it too late. Those brakes are bloody good. Those brakes really get the car slowed down quickly. I thought for sure I was going to end up in that wall at the end of the straight, but that was not the case. The car got stopped, got turned. Oh, the grip is glorious inside this vehicle. This has got a lot more grip than I was expecting from it. That is huge amounts of grip. We can, huge amounts of speed we can carry through these corners. Still, I mean, this is a nasty circuit, this one. It's about as tight and twisty a circuit as you can get. And, well, we can still have a little bit of understeer problems, but, oh no, I've buggered it up. My fault, not the car's fault at all there. I completely forgot how early you have to brake for that corner. So we went a little bit gallivanting. The traction is just a non-issue as well with this car. It's not quite got the same traction as the Bentley, and that's not surprising. The Bentley was four-wheel drive. Third gear, though, flat out. We're fine. We can be absolutely flat out all the way down here. Now, where will I have to brake for this first corner? 176 miles an hour. Wow, those brakes are immense. So that's the stopping point that most of the cars I've driven so far have needed at the start of the first set of cones. I stopped there. With this car, we are very, very slow into that first corner because we stopped before we ever reached the corner. So that's amazing. That is amazing brakes on this car. I'm liking the Mustang. I'm really, really liking the Mustang around here. Let's make sure we get it slowed down for here. Now, this is where we had trouble before. Maybe a short shift into second might do the trick. Yeah, the difference between this and the Bentley you can be flat out there. The Bentley, you can get on the power immediately. However, I would hope and expect this car to be better through the turns. Potentially better under braking as well. Much lighter than the big old Bentley. So, hoping we can make up the time that we lose in traction, we can make up elsewhere around the lap. Yeah, second gear will spin. Third gear, though, we are good to go. 110.1 on our first run. Our first flying lap, sorry. Yeah, this has certainly got potential to beat that Continental. There we go. Later on the brakes into turn one. Absolutely spot on from this car. Oh, this Mustang is glorious. Just judging from the look of it, you expect it to be absurd. You expect it to want to be sideways everywhere. I think, if I remember reading correctly, this was supposed to be a drift Mustang. That is not the case at all here. That is absolutely not the case with this car. There is tremendous levels of grip as you feed it through these S-bends. It's here we've got to be careful. This is the one corner that could catch us out and could cause us trouble. We are around it cleanly, though. Yeah, on the way up that hill, I can get a little bit of wheel spin if I'm not being careful. Oh, tried to nail the throttle a little bit too soon. We got a wiggle on, but we are still on the track. Now get it neatly out of this final turn as well. I've overshot it a little bit. We're on the curb. Still got a couple more tries, though, if this lap isn't going to quite do it. Oh, it's quick! 0.2 of a second. That's what we need to find out of the Mustang. Oh, my brain is shouting at me that you should be on the brakes earlier then, and I probably should have been a little bit earlier on the brakes that time around. I'm not used to cars getting stopped so well. Not from the speed that this thing does. It's as quick as the other monstrosities down here. It's as fast as any of the other cars. I think the D-Type only managed 180 because it just can't put its power down. And this will get stopped so much later than all of them. This lap is a little bit of a write-off. Tad too late on the brakes into turn one has put me slow through that first section, and then I made a bit of a mistake, got a wiggle. So we are down on this lap. This lap is going to be no good. Now, it's all going to come down to can I get this final lap neat and tidy with the Mustang. I know where I probably lost that 0.2. I suspect it was sliding on that third to last corner. Come on, Mustang, here we go. This has got to be the one. Can we knock the Bentley off its perch at the top of the table? Now, got to get this braking right. This is where the big problems can come in. Ah, there we go. Oh, this is such a glorious car, but I got it wrong a little bit. No, too much speed on the way through. Now, I think we might be okay. We've only lost a fraction through there. It's a little too deep on the second part. Let's try and make it fast. Down here. Oh, come on, Mustang. I really want this to beat the Bentley. It really deserves to beat the Bentley. The sign is in the way. We've punted it clear. Oh, no, we've got some understeer, clipping the puddle on the inside. We are up, though. We've got that 0.2 of a second. Can we finish off the lap neatly, though? Don't get oversteered. Don't go too soon on the throttle. Neater from the Mustang. Still, we get a slide from this beast. Remember, this is a 900 horsepower car. We're driving in the pouring rain. May have hit the inside curb too much. Come on, get that run out of the final corner. Have we done it? It's enough! It's gone quicker! It's a 108.1 from the Ford. I was pretty much on the track limits. Through a lot of that final section, the car was on the curb. I chucked it at all of the corners. This is an incredible vehicle. Holy crap, this is an utter monster of a car. And I ran it too deep through the first section as well. I know I did take to the grass. I didn't gain time doing that. I lost 0.2 on that first sector. Feasibly, this is getting to the 107s. What a machine. This is a hell of a race car. There is so much grip, and the brakes are phenomenal. This thing slows down so incredibly well. 900 horsepower in the pouring rain in a rear-wheel drive muscle car, and it is an incredible vehicle to drive. I don't want to say it's my new favourite car in Forza, but it's certainly right at the top there with some of my favourite vehicles. This is awesome. It's just absolutely incredible. We have a new leader for the silly car builds. It's 108.1. Will put the Hot Wheels Mustang to the top of the table, 0.3 of a second faster than the mighty Bentley Continental GT. Its almighty wing was not enough to beat this crazy Mustang. Well, now it is time to see how the Ford will fare in a straight line. And that, of course, means bringing the Mustang to Le Mans. Now, we're not expecting this to top the table of the speeds. Let's face it, we haven't simply got the power. We're 300 horsepower down on the Jaguar D-Type. It's not going to be getting 270 miles an hour. However, I am curious to see just how quickly it can go. That might explain the immense... That might explain the immense performance. That is a lot of downforce on the car. We're going to remove as much as we can. The aero parts are fixed on this vehicle. There's nothing you can do about them. You can't have Forza aero parts, etc. on the car. So that probably explains the cornering grip. We are likely to struggle, though, with straight line speed running that much downforce. 235 miles an hour. That's probably about all we're going to realistically get out of this. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get much more, considering we are down on power. It's, the Mustang is not a terrible shape for cutting through the air, but it's not as good as, the Jaguar D-Type, the 550 Spider, etc. And with that much downforce on the car, yeah, 235 is probably going to be all we're going to get. I suspect this may be the most controlled vehicle to ever... It's got to be about the most controllable silly car build to ever approach the Le Mans straight. I can't see the bumps phasing it too much. We saw the Porsche, the 550 last time out, went for a massive jump coming towards the end of the straight. Can't see that really happening to this Mustang. God, it is so good through these turns. Remember, this is a maxed out car, and it's got a lot of horsepower and a lot of torque, but that's absolutely no problem for it coming around here. Now, these bumps can catch out even the best of cars. No issue, though, for the Mustang across there. We've not quite got the same brutal acceleration. The 550 was doing 200 miles an hour, well, quite a long time ago when it came onto the straight. It's not going to match those kind of vehicles. Propelled itself nicely up to 215 miles an hour. We are going to gradually start hitting the sort of aero limit, essentially, of the vehicle as we click over to 230. Come on, 5 more miles an hour. Probably going to run out of straight, though, because it's struggling against all of that drag. 233 anymore? Come on, Mustang, 1 more mile an hour. 1 more mile an hour out of you? No, 233. That's all we are... That's 233 around the corner. And it's still not going to get any more speed. It goes like downhill. 1 more? Nope, we're not going to do it. On the giant brakes. Those brakes are something else. I guess, again, helped probably by that huge amount of downforce and drag. That has got to be the most... Okay, it's not the fastest down the straight at all. It's a long way off. But that's got to be the most impressive around that king. The bumps didn't cost it a mile an hour. The corner, it briefly flicked down to 232 before going back up to 233. No other car's done that. No other car has... I mean, a couple of vehicles have maintained, have lost sort of 3-4 miles an hour around the corner, and that is good going. This thing, though, is, yeah, very good. Really, really good. I wasn't expecting this car to be anywhere near as good as it is. That is an incredible vehicle to drive. Well... That's the Mustang's straight line speed. Let's have a look at the table. The straight line speed will put the car into 18th place. Fairly respectable straight line speed. It does manage to beat the Challenger Hellcat. The Challenger had over 1,000 horsepower, but the Mustang will go quicker than it. However, it gets beaten by the Lancia Stratos, does get beaten by the Charger Hellcat and the Honda S2000. The crazy wheeling Porsche 356A also beats the Mustang. But this thing is so incredibly composed around, well, wherever you put it, really. A wet racetrack, no problem. The kink at the end of the long straight with the huge bumps, no problem either for this car. And then the mighty, mighty brakes get it slowed down for just about any situation. Yeah, this is a remarkable vehicle, and I highly, highly recommend that you have a go with this one. It is a seriously impressive machine. However, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.